Hello, I'm Dr. Tom, and I'd like to welcome you to another Friday update. This particular Friday update is April the 2nd, 2021. And what a spectacular Friday it has been. As a matter of fact, many people refer to this as Good Friday. And I will tell you that we are going to be having a really good Friday, and we're going to have a spectacular Easter weekend as well in the Mortar family. We will be doing an Easter egg hunt, and we'll have the family over for a big meal, and we'll spend some time together loving each other as a family, because that's what we do. And that's what we do inside the world of GIN. This particular weekend, I realize that it's Easter, and so many people in so many parts of the world celebrate that, and we support everyone in their particular holidays and whatever affiliations they have to celebrate. I will share with you just a bit about this particular one because it was kind of humorous. This past week, Russ, our son, called me. As you know, I'm a huge sports fan, and the Razorbacks had advanced to the Elite Eight, which is the last 8 teams standing in college basketball. Big deal here in America in the world of March Madness. And Anna and I had taken our children to the Final Four when we went in 1995. And so over the last 25 years, we've had a lot of conversations about that trip and about winning it all in 94 and then going to the finals in 95. And so there's a bond that was created there. And so he called me after we'd won on the Sweet 16 round and said, "What do you think? You want to go?" And of course, what could be more fun than spending 8 or 9 hours in a vehicle with your son, going to a basketball game, talking about all of those kinds of things. And so on our way home, we called and checked in with Anna to see how things were going, how her preparations were going for setting up this particular weekend. And the conversation turned to the Easter egg hunt for the grandchildren. And so I said, "Well, honey, how many eggs does it take to do an Easter egg hunt for our grandkids?" And she said, "Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I bought 144. I kind of chuckled and I said, 144 eggs? You realize we only have 4 grandchildren. To which she replied, "Well, do you think it's enough?" And I said, "Well, yes, I believe that should adequately cover an Easter egg hunt for 4 grandchildren." And it just, it got me to laughing and reflecting on, because it's a beautiful place to have an Easter egg hunt, and we'll have a lot of fun and a lot of family fun. And it reminded me of just exactly how beautiful of a life that we do have and we share, and our involvement of incorporating these GIN principles into our daily lives. It's a spectacular day, and we look so forward to spending that time together because we have created a successful life. And speaking of that successful life, part of where we learned that information was from the Successful Life course, and Mom and Dad took us there and told us about that and introduced us to Ed Foreman and Earlene Vining, and that legacy continues as well. And we have one of those coming up April 27th to the April the 30th in St Augustine, Florida, with Tom and Emily Ward and Earlene sharing this wisdom again so that you can set yourself up. I share those stories with you because they're all tied together. We started doing things as a family. We continue to do those things as a family. You build those bonds. You build those relationships. You build that love and support, and you end up with a successful life. I would suggest and recommend, if it fits your schedule, to get there. There are I'm not sure that there will be a place available by the time you see this, because I've had a chance to look at the registration list. And I will tell you, if you're interested, I would act sooner rather than later before it sells out. Just like the Josh Novey experience did, this also will sell out. So the next thing that I wanted to speak with you about is the attendance on our virtual chapter meetings. Is just it is so greater than we even expected. The impact, we knew it would have a good impact. We knew it would be successful. We knew that the messaging and the vision that they set forth would work. To the extent it would work, we're very pleasantly surprised by the engagement level that people have. If you have not yet registered for those, go to the website, sign up for them. You have to pre-register to be able to participate. There are 11 of them that happen every month. So there's room, there are places, there are people and personalities that you'll love and follow and learn from these structured meetings that help you to incorporate these GIN principles that I've been talking about, those successful life principles that I've been talking about, into your life, into your family, into your sphere of influence, and you will forever be grateful for yourself, for your decisions that you've made. I'd like to congratulate the number of people who have upgraded, continue to upgrade level after level after level. Of course, they're on that path to getting Level VIII free with Kevin. It is hard to describe what happens when you see people upgrade and when you see them, when they see that light bulb come on, when you see that fire ignite inside them, when you see that flash in their eyes, when you hear it in their voices. It is life-changing. It is a life-changing experience when people get it. When people get it, when they own it, it's an amazing thing to watch. And as a matter of fact, I'd like to share, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago about testimonials and have asked for you to send in some testimonials. Well, here's one that we got. We received this testimonial, and I'm going to share it with you because I believe it touches on so many key points of our training. The beauty of this training, and as I read through this was an email we received. As I read through this, I'd like for you to listen with your heart. Listen to the feeling that happens in this testimonial, and then apply that feeling to your life and your GIN experience. And you may choose to send us a testimonial about your story. It doesn't have to be long at all. I'll share this one with you. This one says, "Hello, I hope you're well. My name is Joel Springer, and I'm a Level 5 member. Because of GIN, I've been attending Toastmasters, and I recently joined a monthly virtual chapter meeting, and it's been helping me to open up. My story is inspiring because it encourages others to hopefully live life doing what they truly love. I've been painting for almost 40 years. It is all I really remember and have enjoyed doing it since I was a little boy. I never really thought or believed a life of an artist was possible, especially in the 80s. I joined the Navy right after high school for 6 years. Thank you for your service. After that, I worked in banking for over 15 years, mostly hating my daily responsibilities with the dire need to come home to enhance my artistic skills. It wasn't until I heard your wish is your command and I joined GIN that I realized I had another chance. I could actually follow my dreams to be a painter. And no matter what anyone else said, I now know and understand I must follow my true passion. Thankfully, I left a full-time job that I didn't enjoy to pursue my passion of art full-time. I've never looked back, and it's been one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Since my newfound realization about 10 years ago, I've been focused on building my art business and continuing to develop my personal growth within GIN. I am mainly an abstract expressionist, but my love for murals and lettering has been a passion for some time. As I started to see the intersections of my art and GIN intertwine, I developed ideas to create murals using some of the teachings and inspirational quotes that have helped me throughout the years. Like Kevin, I love one-liners. I finally feel ready to unveil some of my work and ideas, and so I have been on more networking calls and events with my GIN family. A few weeks ago, I presented myself on a virtual club call with DK to showcase some of my past and current projects. I thought it would be fruitful to share with you as well. One project I truly feel connects GIN and my art is my Days of the Week series. The initial concept was developed enduring daily negative words like Manic Monday and Terrible Tuesday from my bank colleagues. It was the birth of my positive affirmations project, highlighting good feeling adjectives describing each day like GIN does with Wellness Wednesdays and Financial Fridays. I shared it with my friends who loved them and found great joy in using them. I began working on mural designs for future projects, and directly after creating the first design, I was invited to paint Magnificent Monday in Rochester, New York, for a mural festival entitled Wall Therapy. I created t-shirts for the campaign, and the impact the mural has had on the community where it's placed has been tremendous. I thought it would be great to share this project with my GIN community and get feedback, suggestions, and leads for new locations and organizations that would love to commission one of these murals. Whether it be the club adjectives or mine, either way, I think it would be a superb way to spread our message to everyday people who interact with the public art daily. By spreading this positivity, I hope to inspire a mindset shift for people who might need it. Please see the attached murals and the ideas I've done over the years, thanks to GIN. And he enclosed a couple of these, and I'll see if I can have Joel superimpose them on a screen for you, talking about perfect practice and magnificent Mondays and no stinking thinking that is here, and the concept of having a great positive word of magnificent Mondays and terrific Tuesdays and wonderful Wednesdays and thankful Thursdays and fantastic Fridays and satisfaction Saturdays and supreme Sundays. You see, once you get it, it becomes part of that creativity. And there are so many GIN principles. Once you begin to impact your community and your state and your countries and your continents and ultimately the world, this is where it goes. This is what GIN can do for you. There are so many spectacular points that were made in here. Because of GIN, you do Toastmasters. It's a stepping stone. It gets you started. It gets you thinking. It gets you out of your box. It gets you to change your life. It gets you to move in the direction to fulfill your potential. Began attending virtual chapter meetings. It opened him up. The story is inspiring because they live life doing what you truly love, when you can find your joy, when you can find your peace. It's amazing to me that even if you have a dream as a child, even if you go through a phase where you think it's not possible to accomplish those things, once some event occurs in your life, something as simple as someone giving you your wish is your command, and then taking the action step to join GIN. You see, there are thousands of people who have listened to your wish is your command. I've talked to people who listen to your wish is your command hundreds of times before they join GIN. You see, the time just has to be right for them. It has to fit. It has to fit energetically. The story of people listening to your wish is your command and turning their life around, changing it into a more positive direction, are so profound. And they're worldwide. They're worldwide. How many people are trapped in a full-time job they do not like? That's a nice way of saying the way they feel about their job. And how many people do you know, or maybe you were even in a situation at a point in your life where you were surrounded by those negative people? You see, the reality is sometimes you can join in with those negative people and begin that downward spiral, or like Joel did, you can use it as motivation to know what you don't want, to begin to focus on what you do want. And that negative, that scenario that so many people view as negative actually becomes a positive. The worst thing that ever happened to you in your life can become the greatest thing that ever happened to you in your life by simply applying the GIN principles. Those GIN principles that are laid out in a sequential series of events from levels 1 through, we will be releasing level 8. We're going to 12. They're presented to you in a manner, a sequence in which each builds on the other and allows more growth, and you actually magnify the benefits of level 1 when you're in level 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. It's the way it works. It's the way it was designed. It is a masterfully done educational series. It's life-changing, educational. It doesn't cover what it does because it becomes an experiential change for each of us. I think one of the most important lines in this entire testimonial was, "I've never looked back, and it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life." You too are just a decision away. Whatever that decision is for you, however it relates to you, whether that inner voice, that inner child, that inner being, that part of you that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel joy, that makes you connect to the power that created you, that allows you to become one with the force and one with nature and one with the all being. When you find that, when you can see a path to that, which I believe GIN opens up, I believe GIN removes that veil. It takes that filter away. It takes that screen away. It takes that inhibition away. It takes away all those negative naysayers that have told you you cannot do something, and allows you to focus on who you are and who you are becoming and who you are growing to be, so that you can reach your potential, because you're the only you that will ever step foot on this planet. Make good use of that time. I hope you have a spectacular week. I'm Dr. Tom.